Will we ever see the sun again?
Oh my God.
Is everything all right, Goot? You seem more...
Oh, I don't know what that means. Oh, I think...
It's all right.
Forker saying she's been selling to bandits and she'd never do business with baddies. I wanted to ask her about it. She'd never give your tongue.
Don't worry. Of course. Lady Karen.
Not me.
You're...
What? Not once in...
Just... Well...
And what? Look, but...
You're right. It was wrong.
No.
Of course.
Clive. Go on, then. Finished, are you? Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. Thought you knew better. Come back soon. And I mean that.
It seems the hideaway has lost its appetite.
Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for?
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing, and that awful stench, so I thought I'd try making one of these supposed master...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped?
Yeah, but this is my blimmin' kitchen!
I've never been one to play favourites, so...
A fried mortress of skywort. Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand, only...
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. He used to say the...
Wow. That's a question for a kindly old fella who haunts the
Fine. And if...
You do that.
Is a storm coming, Sid? Will there be thunder?
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try.
It's not who, but what. I borrowed them to teach the little... My first thought was which almost...
Perhaps a visit...
I don't like... They were in the...
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Ah, Valicia, the young man did a wonderful job with it.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find...
Ah, so the fabled Sandbricois delicacy is next. Now,
dragon livers.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is...
So we know where to look for our liver.
Saint's bonnet in contemporary. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow fly. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which...
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other.
Best of luck, Clive, and...
I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumours were unfounded. And that I was a fool for thinking they might, along with some other things. And while it's...
Oh, well, I knew Nan wasn't caught. But why would people say she was?
No, but people do things for all sorts of reasons.
Well, that trader, he said they were all, so that's where I'm going.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these...
Oh, but that's why you'll be...
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his own son's spear.
gonna die! You hear me? The Akashic are coming and they won't.
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just...
Sid!
Hard at your studies, I see. It's not a set of...
No. Of course it is.
Well,
And just how long...
we're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We...
Just like Miss Middledore showed.
Miss Midadol? And why would she have you dismembering her
Because that's the only way to become a ninja.
Miss Middledore said the best way I see how something worked.
Well, then your work is already half done.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work.
Speak for yourself.
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with friends. All right. Everything here, every piece has its own role to play. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. You already know one of the pieces. This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that?
You're right. It looks more like a wing.
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid?
I'll think about it.
Hold things.
Good thinking. These round parts are called...
I do. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh goots?
What are the chains for?
Well spotted. This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Middledor's dungeon is full of them.
She puts them in all her...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make...
I remember the arm moved.
It's not my fault.
We know what parts are... So, let's put the pieces together first.
Not a bad idea. So, now that we've taken...
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll...
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together.
That's right. We're Miss
Her hairs.
Yeah. Hairs for the future.
What do you think, Sid?
With a little more help from Miss Midadol.
You hear that?
Until then, though.
Hey, look!
You don't think Sid forgot about it?
Is a storm coming, Sid?
Well?
It was as you thought. They dismantled them to see how...
Oh, no, Mid will have my...
Thankfully, she won't. Although I was the one who ended up teaching...
I'm so sorry, Sid. I shall see that the children are...
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She'd have them follow in her footsteps.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much...
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by...
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board. To anyone else it would be an opportunity. But to Mid, who lost both her parents to war. But that should come as no surprise.
Which explains her ed. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I.
Ah, you've given them far more than that.
see the pair that got hauled into tyres?
Aye. All their fancy silks stained red.
Rutherford. Wasn't that the name of my... Where would he be at Martha's Rest?
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Canva was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
We can use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they will allow it, the Echoes have a will of their own.
Tell us about Yote, Joshua.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with a blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners.
I do. Where are you off to now, then? Bound for the Free Cities, perhaps? Oh, who need to say
You're injured. What happened here?
Ether flood. Up ahead. It swallowed our camp while we slept. My own men did this. Turned every last one of them. There's a village not far from here. Tabor. The people were kind to us. It's only a matter of time before they won't stand a chance. We can't let those monsters reach the...
I'll go. You catch your breath.
Thank you. Our encampment.
Rest well, soldier. You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go round it.
Then we'll just have to be... careful.
Good. I got here in time.
Is someone there?
Please, I can't move my leg!
That doesn't sound like an Akashic. You're with the battalion?
I am. I heard the fighting. Are the others?
Taken care of. One of your brothers in a...
Another survivor?
His wound...
He was right to send you. Those things you slew are no longer my brother. Tabor is safe thanks to you. You seem...
You must have me confused.
Wait.
Son of a whore. I was there! In Costness when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith when you killed my...
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no...
What of my ill will?
Fine. If you insist.
For Titan!
You're in no fit state to fight.
Then this should be easy for you. Come on.
Kill me!
For what? The sins of your master. You and I have no quarrel, and I will not strike a man who cannot defend himself.
No. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes.
Man, like you or anyone else.
I am nothing like you. Just know that I will.
You will regret not killing me when you had a chance, Sid. I will avenge my master.
We're not alone.
We're nearly there.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
Where now, Joshua?
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
The bandits may be no more, but look what they've left us with.
Got a hard time.
It shouldn't be too hard to find goods.
Are the bad men going to come back?
The gentlemen of the town guard are a strapping bunch.
Fuck! How the hell did they find it? No one knew where I was killed.
The finest cell swords in...
Could be I know something more. What's it worth to you?
Clive, listen! I found someone who says he's heard the rumours about Nat.
Have you?
Go on.
All right. It's like I said. A wizened old crone by the name of Karen's been selling steel to whoever will pay her price, be they knight. Says the more swords and spears she puts in people's hands, the more war they'll wage. And the more war being waged, the more call for swords and spears. And who will they all turn to keep them in steel? Why, the good Reaper herself.
And you've seen this Reaper at work?
Aye, it just so happens I have. You'll find her right here plying her trade most days.
Here in Delamil? Where exactly?
She has a stall here in the market, but if you're not the patient type, you can probably find her at her storehouse on the edge of town. But it'd be a bolder man than me that braved that particular nest of vipers. Feeling bold, traveler? Now, if that's all...
Sorry to have kept...
You don't think Nan's the Reaper?
Not unless she's discovered the secret of how to be in two places at once.
Eh?
Lady Karen hasn't left the hideaway in weeks.
Good question.
And I'll visit this store.
All right, but be careful.
You too, Goods.
The finest cell swords in Storm couldn't hold a candle. Fuck! How the hell did they...
The gentlemen of the town guard are a strapping bunch. What a mess. Where do we even start?
You fought very bravely. The safety of the town is in our hands now.
Time to brave the Viper's Nest.
Just you, is it? Thought I might...
It was a fairly unconvincing tale, so...
That's up. Die a slow death, boys.
Leave now and we can pretend this didn't happen.
Oh, you've done it now.
Go on. Tell me what I've done.
When the Borgwyn finds out you've killed his men, he'll have your head. He only wanted that bull of a manservant, the dim one always clinging to... You weren't even supposed...
What were you going to do to him?
The Borgwyn wanted him to get to I was only supposed to point the lamp in the right direction once he arrived. Then you well... Go on.
You're not worth the effort. I need to find Goots. Right now.
Get your filthy...
Stop calling me and stop spreading them horrible lies!
For they are not lies. Every last word is...
Goose.
He's gonna kill... He said she had to pay him...
After what she did, it is only right. That loathsome... Goots, was it? Only with your... Run along now.
No.
No?
I don't care what she did. Promise me, or I'll...
Goots!
Enough!
But how did you?
You're a sight less clever than you think you are, the pair of you. Did you think I wouldn't know? Well, the whole thing got me thinking. Who in Dalamil might bear me a grudge? And a certain snivelling shit I ran afoul of in my fairy years came to mind. Though it was just Bogan back then. I thought the years might have taught you some... What was it we called you?
You. Everything that... It was all... And now you'll finally pay...
Goots!
If you want a piece of... You'll have to go...
Fuck!
You great galoot! Out of the way, I can handle... So, what you remember what you told me? An eye for an eye. Wise words, and now... Sorry to keep you waiting.
Is he...
Dead? No. But I reckon he wishes he was. It ain't easy going through life, one eye short of a pair. After all, I should know.
You don't mean...
Oh, don't tell. Lost it to old Wet Legs back when we were working the set. Said I'd stolen from his strongbox. I'd done nothing of the sort, mind. But that didn't stop him taking his little revenge. So I took some of my own. Sorry, lost everything. His coin, his clients. Always knew he'd be back one day to claim his due. But he crossed a line dragging poor Goots into this. He didn't hurt you, did he?
No, Nan. Still got all my arms, see? Legs too. But what if he comes back again?
What if he does? First we take the other eye, then we work our way down. He'll learn his lesson soon enough. But something tells me the Wet Legs has learned it already. Right. Let's get you back to the hideaway. You've attracted quite enough attention already. Ta-ra, Clive.
Remind me never to cross you, Karen.
Nothing like a dish of cold vengeance to foul the gut.
I'm sorry, Nan. I didn't mean to make things worse. I just thought I had to protect you. Like you've protected me.
Aye, well, someone had to. Your parents certainly didn't give a whit for your well-being. Reckon the both of us would be worse off if I'd not taken you on. You've always been me right eye, Goots. And I'd have you stay that way. So don't you dare go looking for trouble again.
Well, I will. If you ever need help, I'll do it again and again, and you can't stop me.
Why, you big lump. Fine. Play the hero if it makes you happy.
Thanks, Nan. I won't let you down.
There's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's as maybe. But if he's ever to make his own way in life, he'll need to start looking out for himself as well. Till then, he'll need people to watch his back, just like you did in Dalamil. Don't think I didn't appreciate that.
Of course. His family.
Stop it. You make me one good eye, mister. I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours. A potion today'll cost you the same as it did yesterday. Let me tell you...
All right.
Them rumours might be they weren't. You see, there were a time when I weren't too particular about who was... Some women lust after blood, others after flesh, but me... I were always one to satisfy that lust or so, but then one day said he'd give me...
Was that the first time you met Sid?
Aye. And I felt right. He was true to his word, so I ended up being... And all without aiding or abetting any outlaws. Except Sid himself, that is. Told me, said that with them... Why, I reckon an enterprising individual could find it. And that's when he had me. I emptied my stores that day and moved into the Hideaway proper. And the rest, as they say, is ancient bloody history. A dozen years on, and I'm still not the richest dam. Not for lack of trying, mind. But I can say, you've all shown me there are some things more precious than guilt.
That there are.
So don't you go mess... Clive, if you're gonna buy something, be quick about it. You're rubbing me blind, you know. Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
What do I owe the honour? So, what'll it be?
And?
My lord Marquis, is that you? It is you. Then you received my letter.
I am Sebastian Rutherford, Chief Steward of your Lord Uncle's estate.
Of course. We met once before.
Yes, my lord. Thank you for coming.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing?
1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not mean to offend. I merely...
It's all right. Continue.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the behest of your Lord Uncle, tasked with learning what I am able of the realm's current state of affairs. And what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals has left Storm in a state of utter disarray. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable, are now commonplace. The gears of governance have ground to a halt, and without a steady hand on the tiller, the realm threatens to drift into utter chaos. Your Lord Uncle, however, believes there is a way to avoid this fate, and is determined to see it set in motion.
That sounds like quite the undertaking.
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues serving the 7 high houses. Alas, I have lost contact with 2 of those colleagues already. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these dark times even that may not prove sufficient to keep a man safe on the road.
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent to investigate the Republic, the other the old Imperial capital of Oriflamme.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose I'll start in Dalamil and work my way east.
Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success and safety.
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
We'll have a hard time putting this place back.
Mummy, are the bad men going to come back?
The gentlemen of the town guard are a strapping bunch. Perhaps.
Someone's got himself in trouble.
I don't see your master here, so you can start by giving us all the coppers in your purse.
I already told you, I have nothing.
Then maybe we'll take that pretty outfit and the steel you're wearing.
Please! These men are trying to rob me!
I'll deal with this.
Thank you.
You that one's master, then? If you'd kindly pay the coin he owes us, we can pretend you didn't draw your blade on Republican soldiers.
Or you can go back to your garrison and I won't report you to your captain.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. He hasn't had many visitors since we slit his throat.
expect as much from Hugo's faithful, but these were men of the fist.
Much has changed in the Republican army since they lost their rock.
You've seen this kind of thing before, then?
Many times. I was sent here to observe the situation.
You're one of Rutherford's men. He sent me to look for you.
Well, then you have my thanks. I fancy I could defend myself against one, perhaps two, but a whole regiment. I arrived in Dalimil several days ago, but when I called upon the captain of the local garrison to make inquiries, his men confiscated my effects and locked me in a cell.
The captain is no more, and his men make the rules now.
Fortunately, I was able to bribe my way free, only to be stopped again by those soldiers you so kindly dispatched.
What of the Fist's central command? Surely they wouldn't allow such lawlessness amongst their ranks.
I would imagine they are unaware of it. Most of the army has fallen back to the capital and hunkered down behind her walls. Those who weren't recalled now rule the fringes unchecked, answering to no one but themselves.
Then it's worse than we imagined. You should return to Rosaria. It's not safe here.
I'll find a caravan heading north. You won't mind if I borrow one of these soldiers' coin purses?
Not at all. Now, to find this second associate of Rutherford's. If he was bound for Oriflamme, I'll start at Northreach and see if I can pick up his trail. There's a lot of road between here and the capital. Rutherford's man could be anywhere. What happened here?
If you're with it, they've already...
I'm not. I'm looking for...
Then you found him. I'm Alistair Rockford.
Of the 7 high houses of Rosaria. It's been a long time. Is she well?
My Lord Marquis? Yes, I was on my way back from the old capital.
Bandits?
They looked more like field hands. It didn't matter in the end. I did what I could to help the victim.
Which way did they go?
South, toward...
All right. Founder knows I've met enough of their kind. You head back to Northreach. Visit the vet.
Thank you.
They just couldn't resist, could they?
This one's ours, pretty boy.
Make for the town while you can.
You don't need to... This looks to be all of them.
I thought I told you to make...
And stand by, as ill might befall the heir to the Duke.
It's just Clive, which is more than can be said for you.
I will survive.
Strange of the garrison.
The garrison have their hand. There are a few hand. The market stalls. When I said the one...
Rockford, if you are to continue your investigation, you first need to seek the attention of a healer.
I shall return to North, but allow me...
Don't thank me.
I suppose he'll be wandering round. I shall send a pistolet.
My uncle certainly has his work cut out for him. I should go and tell Rutherford that his colleagues are still in one piece. I see.
The recipe.
Has it?
I got peppers to numb your tongue up.
But there were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been...
To the meadows, then.
That's what
said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. Should be easy enough to spot. This must be our wyvern. All right. Let's get this over with.
and slow.
That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent. I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe. Better head back.
Seems the hideaway's lost its...
So...
I did.
And what precisely will I be...
Blueback...
Ah, now then, let's hope... And here we have it. Ivan's off...
And rightly...
So...
What? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost... It is a tour de force.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be right.
Decent. It's remarkable. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen blueback wine?
I'll give it some thought.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there. It'd better all be here.
My attendant was with me in the Dominion before I primed. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust you'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
There's barely been a shipment in since the skies started boiling. A few more days without a visit and we'll have to start eating the blankets.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor. I am Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yote has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yote. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began, and set a course due south.
For Canva. Then it is Waloeda Knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them? Yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame, blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce!
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
Quite. How dare you?
Distinguished members of the Council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The King! He has come to save us from the Akashic! He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools! Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough. Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city, her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
By the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike, his very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominants, are meant to be his subjects, and while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it, like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Umielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
It's plain. She cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Who among you is bold enough to heed her call?